All right, there's a reason why Joe Rogan's name is in every other conversation on the internet or social media video. And it's not just because he's jacked to the gills, was a kickboxer, and is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and could probably strangle the life out of you or me in about 3 seconds flat, even though that's probably true. It's because he's willing to sit down on his podcast and talk to his guests about politics and ask the tough questions that a lot of us don't want to talk about, but is actually on all of our minds. And he has the guts to do it in public and share it with the world. It's because he's willing to sit down with his guests on his podcast and talk about politics while asking the very tough questions that most of us are thinking about but just don't have the guts to talk about in public. And through those conversations he has with his guests and lets us listen in on, he builds a coalition of people that know, like, and trust him to be honest and fair and talk about the things that matter to us all. And yes, he even throws in the occasional reference to aliens, quantum entanglement, MMA, and the multiverse just to keep it lighthearted and fun. And who doesn't love that? Hey, thank you, Joe. And all while getting billions, if not trillions of downloads a year and ethically amassing a huge fortune that most of us can only dream about. All because he's willing to have the sometimes tough conversations and let the world listen, whether he's saying something very insightful or whether he's saying something that he will come to regret. And although you and I may never have billions of people listening to our political opinions, we still need to have our voices heard and find out about other people's politics and how they feel about the things that are going on in the world. Hi, I'm Ken Blumberg with Making Probate Easy, and in this video we're going to talk about why you, not just Joe Rogan, must talk about politics, and about why if you don't, you're missing out on one of the most fundamental ways to connect with another person who you care about, respect, and whose opinion matters to you, and how you can deepen the relationship with the people you trust to have important conversations with. Or maybe you just want to sit at the little kids' table of life. Hey, like it or not, the words January 6th, Hitler, it's a threat to our democracy, along with Joe Biden wearing a Trump hat and Kamala Harris being the most popular president candidate ever. So much so that no one even had to vote for her to be the Democratic candidate. It was democracy through mental telepathy. The Democratic Party just knew what the people wanted until they didn't. But at least they know what a woman is.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
Never mind. Let's move on. Is it democracy, or is it just the greatest reality TV show on the planet? I don't know, but I do know that both you and me and your clients are glued to it. And they want to talk about it with you if you'll let them. Guys, politics controls everything that matters to us. The quality of life you and your family live and what you experience on a day-to-day basis. It controls how much money the government can print, which they did, and explosively sent home prices, the cost of eggs, gasoline, rent, soaring about 40% higher over the 2 years of the pandemic. Dire consequences that we're still negatively being affected by today, potentially keeping you safe or taking away your ability to have that nice dinner with your loved ones or take that vacation that you've worked so hard for and have rightfully earned. Politics is fundamentally and directly related to my and your well-being, and just as importantly, is fundamentally related to your client's well-being. And now most people know and understand that. They can feel it in their bones. So start talking to your clients about politics now. I know it's scary for a lot of us to talk about politics. It's scary for me to make this video because from a young age, I was told talking about politics is rude. But now as an adult, as a person of higher understanding, I know deep in my soul that if we're not talking about politics, the other people that are just may not have our best interests at heart, and they may want to censor our right to disagree with them and give our opinions. So while we're being polite to so-called sworn defenders of democracy that don't have term limits and never leave the House or Senate of the government, or if they do, they get hired by companies that they're supposed to regulate, tell us to be quiet and that our democracy is under threat.
Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
And censor us through big tech and try to shut down our First Amendment right of freedom of speech, while they're using the stock market that they have exclusive insider information to get rich by earning, or depending on who you ask, or stealing our God-given prosperity that we have earned.
No one is above the law.
And in my opinion, should still expect, and it's worth fighting for, especially if you're doing the work and you're helping people on a daily basis, even if you're not getting paid for it. But that's just the way I feel, and thank God I have the right to say it because I think it's true. So I want to inspire you to take action and let the people you work with and the people that you love know what you think is true. As I'm sitting here making this video, I'm wondering, what do you think? Tell me if I'm right or just crazy in the comments, or just give me a like on this video. But I know you want to be heard and understood, and I want to listen to you. Look, just like you, the people you're talking to want their voices to be heard, but feel like nobody is listening to them. I personally think our democracy is at threat, and the only way we can save it is by saying what we think is true, and by considering what others want, not just a few people that tell us what they think is right because they say they have the right families or went to the right college or are members of the right social club and have the money to buy politicians and the people in the media. These are people that, in my opinion, want to turn our whole society over to an algorithm so we never have control of our lives again. So maybe you should ask your potential clients and friends how they feel about our democracy, or perhaps somebody else will, and they'll build the connection that you should build with your potential clients. And you can just endlessly call them to follow up, but they have most likely already listed or sold their home with someone else who listened to them, made them feel like they were heard, or shared a deep connection with them of how they think their country, state, and community should look, or if we're able to shape and form the communities we live in, or if somebody else will do it for us. And even if you disagree with that person about some of their opinions or some of the things you say, at least you've gotten to know their perspective and have shown them that you can handle an adult conversation about the things that matter to us all. And most likely, as long as you've kept your cool and composure and you've exchanged ideas openly and honestly, and you've shown them respect and listened to them and have considered their ideas, then most likely you've built trust. Spending time with them and showing them that you can guide them through their sometimes very difficult probate and real estate transactions with a steady hand to guide them through this sometimes daunting process. Freedom is just a word unless you exercise it. So please take inspired action, and I think you'll see your business thrive like you never have before. So thanks for watching, and thank you for your amazing contribution to the comments of this video and to our society. I'm Ken Blumberg with Making Probate Easy. And if you like this video and need some help in your business and want to partner with me, send me a text or an email. All my information will be in the comments below, and we'll set up a 15-minute Zoom meeting and see if we're a good fit to work with one another, because I'm confident I can help you take your business to the next level. Until then, God bless America, and I'll see you on the next video.